I'm here with Jake Johnson. I just saw you in 21 Jump Street. I thought that was very, very funny.
I haven't seen the movie. How is it?
It's so screaming funny.
Is it
I can't
really?
wait to see it again, actually.
That's awesome,
great.
man. I'm hearing such good things.
Playing a principal. Did you ever think you'd play a principal?
Not in a million years. I used to get in so much trouble in school that when I was doing that scene, I was like, I mean, I've worked with Jonah a lot. We did Get Him to the Greek. He put me in Alan Gregory and then in this one. So basically, if Jonah has a movie and comes calling, I just say yes, I don't say anything.
Now we're here at South by Southwest for the movie Safety Not Guaranteed. Talk a little bit about working on this film and a really nice cast, like a good mix of people, and being here in Texas and kind of what that means, you know, in terms of supporting the film.
Yeah, well, we're all here to support it because I think we all love the movie. And working with that cast was incredible. You know, I think Aubrey's, you know, she's just great. She was a lot of fun to work with, and I knew her a little bit before. And Mark Duplass is just, you know, he's not just an actor. He's obviously a director. And you can really see that when you work with him. You know, he can direct within and produce, and it's just impressive. And Colin Trevorrow, who I had known for a bunch of years, it was an easy job because I knew a lot of the people. And Austin, besides, you know, being here for 3 hours, in the 3 hours I've been here, I've had some barbecue and I've had a lot of fun. But
this was one of the movies that I remember when I first heard about it. I was incredibly intrigued and I was really looking forward to it just because it seems like such a great concept. What is it about this film you think that kind of sets it apart from like most films that we see nowadays?
I think it's one of those small indie feelings. I think it's a movie that has that little feeling, but it's also got a much bigger engine in it. So I think it's got both. It's got a big movie in it, and it tricks you into thinking it's a small movie.
Very nice. Hey, man, thanks for coming to Texas.
Right on.
Good to see you, man. Yeah. I'm here with Carr and Sony from the movie Safety Not Guaranteed. We're at South by Southwest in Texas. Tell me a little bit about the vibe that you've been feeling so far, just from being out here for this film, and like, have you experienced some Southern hospitality?
Yeah, it's awesome. I had some sweet tea, which is not available in Los Angeles, so I love that. I love being at South by Southwest because we just got to do Sundance recently, and that was a very different vibe because the movie hadn't been bought yet. It was like very exciting to be there, but it was kind of stressful because it's like my first movie, and I feel very passionate about it. But now we're like bought, we have a release date, and now we can just celebrate and kind of be in this like fun, young environment. I'm really excited to watch the movie with this audience because I feel like the vibe here, there's like a different energy and everyone's excited, and so I'm really excited, yeah.
I remember when I first was reading about this, I thought this is such a fun concept for a movie. Like, it seems like a really daring sort of concept. What can you tell people about like your character in the film specifically and what they should expect to see you do?
Right. I think Aubrey, Jake, and my characters kind of come from the same world in the sense that we're cynics in some ways. We don't believe that what is happening is that this guy who's attempting to build a time machine is actually true. So we kind of go in to make fun of him. But I think all three of us represent cynicism in different ways, and we all kind of are stuck in our own worlds. I think my character kind of represents someone who is not living life to his fullest right now, but he doesn't realize it, so he's kind of just like stuck in a rut, and then through this movie he kind of just evolves and has a journey that changes his life.
Well, I just got the tap, so thanks for talking to us.
Yeah,
Appreciate
of course, thank you.
Here with Mark Duplass. Now, I met Jay and did an interview with him not long ago for Cyrus, which I really loved. I think you guys did a great job. I don't know where the hell you were, because I was like, where's Mark? I mean, he doesn't like me? Is that what's going on? My same name? Is that the problem?
Yeah, well, there's somebody that's not here right now either, so.
That's true. He's nowhere to be seen.
There's a little Superman Clark Kent action happening now, isn't there?
I'm starting to question certain things, you know what I'm saying?
You should.
Now, this was a movie that I remember when I first started reading about it, the concept behind it and everything. It was just really kind of a fascinating, it seemed like a fun project to be a part of. And you're obviously a man of many hats. So what was it specifically that kind of made you want to get into this whole thing? Because I know you also are a producer on this as well.
I got the script with Aubrey and Jake were attached to it, and they hadn't found their Kenneth yet. And I just fell in love with the character and the script immediately. And this concept of playing this guy, Kenneth, who's a little bit damaged, probably a little bit crazy, who believes he can time travel, and infusing that with a type of comedic, dramatic blend that I just love was like, it seemed like the right next step for me as an actor.
And your own personal feelings about time travel. How do you feel about time travel as a concept?
I really wish I could, and I'm working on it. So we'll talk next year, or maybe not.
I'm getting this signal behind you. So hey, it's a pleasure, man. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much. I'm here with the very lovely Aubrey Plaza, and I'm curious: is there any sort of pressure being like right next to where all the photographers are, having to answer questions from guys like me?
Oh no, I just block them out. I'm really good at creating a bubble, and I don't care about anyone. But, you know.
This seems like such a great, fun concept for a film. I mean, when I first read about this, I remember thinking like, this seems to me like it has so many different possibilities. Was it just that that bare concept that ultimately drew you to it, or was there something else that really made you want to be a part of this?
Yeah, I mean, the classified ad, first off, was hilarious, and I was like, a movie based on that is awesome. The story that Derek wrote, I thought was great and really real, and I really believed all the connections and all the relationships in it. And also, I just love the character that I played, and I love the transformation she has in the movie. It's kind of like I start out in this comfort zone of like being depressed and hating everything, and then I open up slowly, and I was really interested in doing that.
It's a nice eclectic cast too. Like I love the mix of people that are involved in it. I imagine that also kind of helps make the entire experience that much more pleasurable when you have competent people like
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's awesome. Jake and Mark and Karin, and everyone has an improv background too, which is something that I have as well. So I felt like we all spoke the same language, and we were all like able to be spontaneous and like play with each other in the right way. So
My last question for you, because I know they're trying to get you down there. You have a couple of interesting projects that are coming up. Can you talk about what is on the horizon for you?
Sure. I have another movie I shot this summer. Actually, the director was an Austin student, Maggie Carey, and it's called The To-Do List or The Hand Job. I don't know what it's going to be called.
Yeah,
they won't let it be called The Hand Job, I hear, but I'm still calling it that. But it's like a crazy summer teen kind of comedy about a girl who's trying to lose her virginity and do sexual things with guys, but she's a nerd, so she does it like in a homework way and ends up becoming like a raging slut by accident. And it's really funny. There's a lot of SNL people like Bill Hader and Andy Samberg, and I think it's going to be really good.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you for coming to Austin. It's a pleasure to meet you. Here with Colin is the director of Safety Not Guaranteed. Now this, I've been telling everybody as they've been coming down the red carpet, this was a concept that when I first read about it, I really just thought this sounds like so much fun, and it sounds like it would be something that would be really fun to work with too. You talk about bringing together this cast, I mean such a great eclectic mix of people, and working with this kind of story. I don't want you to give anything away, which everybody's been very good about, but you maybe tell people kind of like some of what they can expect from it.
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons why this cast is here is because this concept is just hilarious inherently, and it's been around for a long time. That classified ad, about 14 years, and it came from a real place, and so we wanted to take something that I think at first sight feels silly, and then as you go through the film, you realize that the guy who wrote it is a real person with real feelings, and who has those feelings hurt because people are making fun of him, and I think for us, all of us, what we really attached to was that, and then just that very universal feeling that we all kind of need a time machine sometimes, and we all have things that we wish we could have made better, and that's really the heart of the movie. Okay, so this begs the question, if you had a time machine and were able to go back in time, what would be the one thing you'd go back and do? I would probably go back to 1989. I thought that was a good year. I was 12. I think that right on the borderline of having to go on and be an adult and still just getting to go like one last trick-or-treating, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't have any larger ambitions. It's a very selfish time travel story, actually. I probably should go back and help some people, and it's really all about me.
See Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah. I want to be June 16, 1989. You're absolutely right.
That was a big year for movies.
It was. Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade, Lethal Weapon 2. It was an important summer for all of us. You were there.
Absolutely, I was there. You can tell I was there. Right?
No, I can tell.
The website's named Big Fanboy. I guess you can assume that's what it is. The other thing I wanted to ask you about was working with Mark Duplass, because obviously this is a guy that is a man of many hats. He's directed, he's produced, and everything. I know he's a producer on this film as well. What kind of things did he bring to it other than just the acting side of things?
Well, he brought this whole thing together. I mean, he's the one who got the movie made, and that's something about the Duplass brothers, is that they're able to go out and take movies that might not have a chance, and they can get that movie made, and it's such an incredible service just to the independent community in general. And Mark just made a lot of choices that were unexpected, just as an actor, that just elevated the whole movie in a way that we were all just excited by and challenged by, and we had to change things up in order to kind of meet him where he was going, but it resulted in something that just sort of transcends what it initially intended to do. It's very exciting.
That's awesome. Hey man, thanks for coming to South by Southwest. We're looking forward to seeing them.
All right.
Derek here is the writer of Safety Not Guaranteed. Now we've had a chance to talk to a lot of the cast. We just got done talking to Colin. This is a great concept, great idea for a movie. It was one of the things, when I was saying to Colin just now, it was one of the things that when I first read about it, I think I can't wait to see what they do with this. So I guess tell me a little bit about kind of where all this stuff sort of comes from. And I mean, we were just saying how that ad obviously obviously has been out for several years now. So I guess, what was the impetus of all this coming together?
I saw the ad probably 5 years ago and just immediately saw that there was a movie in there somewhere. Like, it was just, like, so many people were fascinated by this. You could tell, like, it was being made fun of and people were making parody videos. So there was, like, an interest in that ad, and I thought it went deeper than just the comedy of it. And I kind of felt like I knew what kind of guy would write that ad and word it that specific way, and I was feeling sorry for him because everyone was making fun of him and making all these jokes about it, and I wondered, like, what if this guy's for real? And
If he really had it.
Yeah, like, if he really wants a partner, and then all of a sudden these people are making fun of him. So the, like, basic concept of the story was in my mind there, and I kind of filed it away, and a couple years later I saw Aubrey and Funny People, and then the whole story, because I was imagining it would be the male reporter who goes and forms that relationship with him, but then I saw Aubrey and Funny People, it all clicked, and I said, oh, I have to write this for her, and it works perfectly, and like a week later I started writing the script.
All right, so this begs the question that if you really did have a time machine and you really had the ability to travel through time, what would be the first thing you would do?
I would go like 15 billion years back and see how this all started and get all the answers. And
you could screw it all up if you did it that way.
I'm just watching. I'm just observing. I'm not gonna, like, interfere. I just want to know the answers of, like, why is all this here? How did this start? And it'd be cool to just watch the whole thing unfold. And
describe the vibe here at South by Southwest and being able to bring this film here, having all these people around. I mean, this has got to be an exciting moment.
It's really exciting. I've only been here for a day, but I mean, if last night is an indication of what it's like here, it's pretty crazy. And
not even the rain can stop these people.
No, I don't think so. It's unstoppable party town, apparently. And but this is the first time I actually get to see a movie here and get a sense of what the audiences are like. So I'm really excited to see what happens now.
Very cool. Thanks, Derek.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you, my man. Yeah.